Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is Barzal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Bracha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson will be titled Sealing of the Elect. Right, so you can just go into the word, etymology of the word seal. This is a design stamped on wax, especially when attached to a document or as evidence of authenticity. Authenticity. There we go. So it says, especially when attached to a document as evidence of authenticity, right? So the elect are going to get a stamp or a mark, right? Show their authenticity of the fact that they belong to Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai, and that's the mark of exemption, the Thawal, right? Right. Also, they'll see on the letter, small picture, engraved figure, seal. Oh, there we go. Diminutive or signum, identifying mark, sign, right? And it's gonna be a spiritual sign or mark. Right? Revelation 7:1. And after these things I saw four angels stand on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel standing from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, which are the elect. Right? And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zabulon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph, which is Ephraim, were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Right? So you got the elect in the 1/3. Right? But they're the ones that are going to have, the elect, more importantly, are going to have the seal, right? And we're getting close to that time. As you can see, things are, if you're not been paying attention, things are getting very close. So you have to make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's with the Lord, right? Don't get caught up in the world and what's going on in the world, right? At the end of the day, this place is going to be destroyed. That's just the reality. Everything about this world is going to be destroyed. And you should be pissed off about being in this world anyway. You shouldn't be happy to be in the, having to deal with people in the world and have to do your job and all this stuff like that. You shouldn't be excited about, the summer is coming and all this stuff. Which something's going to happen, right? So you shouldn't be, I'm not saying you can't be, if you have plans for a little fun, there's nothing wrong with that. But kind of getting caught up like everyone else is getting caught up oh, it's summertime. Things are opening up again, parties, blah, blah, blah. You can't get caught up in that, right? Because Satan's going to come. And when Satan comes, he wants you to get caught up in that. He wants you to get lost in the world, get entangled in the world, right? So you got to make sure you're grounded, keep pushing, keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Proverbs 8:4, unto you, O man, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man, right? And the sons of Adam, right? Which later on, follow the line, became the sons of Israel. Right? So this voice that the Lord is pushing He's only talking to really the elect, right? Because they're the ones that are going to be chosen, right? But we don't know who the elect are. That's why it says, the scriptures say, many are called, few are chosen. So if you've been called, you need to believe that you're one of the elect. Obviously, you need to pray that you're one of the elect, Yahweh Ratazah, but you need to believe also. So if you are, let's say you're believing, if you're one of the elect, you got to do what a member of the elect would be doing, right? Fearing the Lord, right? Doing what he needs to be doing, his job, right? Following the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, right? All of the above, right? So now we're going to Ezekiel 34 and 30. Ezekiel 34 and 30. Thus shall they know that I, the Lord Yahweh, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord Yahweh. Right? So the elect know that the Lord's with them. They already believe in the Lord. They have that spirit because they're the first fruit. So they have that spirit. They already know the Lord's with them. They don't doubt that the Lord's with them. Right? That's just a reality. And if you don't think like that, you need to pray to the Lord to give you that type of faith, to increase your faith. Verse 31, and ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith the Lord Yahweh. Right? We're going to go to Matthew 20 and 16. Matthew 20, 16. So the last shall be first, and the first last, for many be called, but few chosen. Right? So a lot of men are going to be called in this thing, but only a few are going to be chosen, because elect is a few number, like it's 144,000. That's a few number out of the house of Israel, because Israel is vast, right? It can't even be numbered. So a amount of people that can't even be numbered, only 144,000 are going to be taken out of them, right? So the ones, it says, so the last shall be first and the first last. So the ones who make it at the end are going to be first in the kingdom, right? The ones that make it at the end are going to be first in the kingdom. Because they made it. They made it at the end. Right? At the same time, the first fruits are the last ones that are going to make it. Right? Because the first fruits are the elect. So the last ones are going to make it at the end. Right? Like the scripture says, for many be called, but few chosen. So they're going to make it through all the cuts. Like, think of it as like basketball team. You got cuts coming up, or cuts coming this week. Each cut's coming next week. They're going to make it all the way to the end. Because they've already been chosen on this team from the beginning. Right? But we don't know who the elect are. So that's what you got to act as if you are one of the elect. And if you are, you're going to be doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Right? Because the Lord's watching you. Matthew, and you got to be honest with yourself when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Right? So he can put the Spirit on you to do what you need to be doing. You got to be honest with him. Matthew 19 and 29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Right? So if you forsake everything for the Lord, you're going to get 100-fold. Right? 100-fold. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. There you go. Says it again. Right. So now we're going to go to Matthew 24. That's why you can't really be attached to this world. Because at the end of the day, this world's going to be destroyed. So you can't get entangled with something that's going to be destroyed. That doesn't even make any sense. So that's why you have to refrain from doing certain things. Refrain from hanging out with certain people. Right? Because if you hang out with them enough, you're going to start to want to do things that they're doing. Then Satan's going to come and give you reasons for why you can do it and why it's okay. Right? Because you start whispering in your ear. So, you gotta be a loner. It doesn't mean you can't hang out with brothers here and there, but even then, you still gotta be, focus on yourself. But you would want to keep like-minded people around you, not people of the world. right? Because, like, I don't know, why would you want to hang out with people in the world anyways? Like, what if you're just gonna be talking about vainly carnal things? Which, if you're a man of the Lord, that should piss you off. You should feel it like you're losing neurons being around them, talking to them, because they're just empty. They're dead. They're stupid. That's just the reality. So, like, I don't know, you wouldn't even want to hang out with them, you know. But yeah, there's no point of getting caught up in things that are gonna be destroyed. And the Lord said He'll give you 100-fold if you forsake everything of the world, because there's gonna be a time where you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna be tested, right? One thing He's saying you're gonna do it, but actually doing it is another thing, right? So you got to prepare your mind, because it's going to come. Jacob's trouble hasn't really hit yet, you know. We've seen maybe like trial runs of what could potentially happen, and what's gonna happen is gonna be like 100 times worse. Right? Like I said, the elect are gonna be ready because they understand. They understand what they understand what they're involved in. You know? They understand what's required of them. Matthew 24:14, and the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right? So things need to happen before we're out of here. Like the MOTB needs to be brought forth and pushed, where there's like chipping stations, and Jacob's trouble. Right? Then you have the war that's gonna pop off. But these things need to happen. But if you're paying attention, you can see it's already brewing. Zechariah 13:8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. Right? So 2/3 of Israel are gonna be destroyed because they didn't make it to the end. And they weren't part of the first. So they're not the first that's gonna be last. Right? They got destroyed. They didn't make it. And then we go to verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, which is the elect. And the fire is the trials and tribulations, right? The furnace of affliction. So the elect are going to go through it, but He's going to bring them through the fire. So they're going to make it through the fire. And that fire is going to make them tougher and make them stronger, make them being able to be durable and handle what's coming. And will refine them as silver is refined. So they're going to be refined, right? They're going to be pure, like 100% purity. And we'll try them as gold is tried. So they're going to be tried. So the elect are going to be tried. He's going to test them, right? Just like you try gold, what the process of making gold, what that goes through. It's the same thing that the elect are going to be tested with. The same analogy with how the elect are going to be tested. The same thing with silver. Going through fire, the same way the elect are going to be tested. So it's going to be very hot. It's going to be very intense. It's going to be a lot of pressure, right? It's not going to be easy, but the elect will make it through. Because it says He will bring the third part through the fire. And will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. So when the elect call on the Lord's name, He will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. Right? So anytime or chance you get to proclaim the Lord's name, do it. Right? Because everything's really a test. Daniel 12:1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And the elect are ones found written in the book. But you can see it says Michael is going to have to stand up. So the Lord is setting Yahushai and Michael and the angels to help the elect in Jacob's trouble. So that's how serious this time is going to be. It says there's never a time of this time with ever a nation. So there's nothing ever recorded in the history of what's going to happen in Jacob's trouble, right? But the elect are going to make it through it, right? And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt, right? So some are going to make it and get the everlasting life, and some are going to have the everlasting contempt, which is in the kingdom when they have the shame face, because they're going to be the 2/3 that are going to come back in the kingdom. They're going to have the same bodies, but they're going to they're going to walk with their heads down in shame, in a shameful manner, because they're going to remember, they're going to have all the memory of what they did when they were here, right? Whether they maybe spat on one of the elect or cursed on one of the elect or something, whatever. It might not even be with one of the elect. It could just be what they did in their life in general, you know? But it's going to be part of the elect too, right? Because, they're going to have encounters with them. So, and verse 3, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, which is the elect, right? Under Yahushai, the apostles, and David, right? And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Right? And the ones that turn many to righteousness are the elect. So, the elect are very important, like under Yahushai, of course. But, you don't know if you're one of the elect. That's the point. So having that fear, because you don't know the elect, you should be fearful for your life. Right? And the fact that, Jacob's trouble is coming, so you don't want to be caught up in that. But if you're one of the elect, you're going to fear the Lord and you're going to do what's right. You're going to do what he tells you to do. Because you fear the Lord, because you believe on what's happening, right? You believe what's coming, right? You believe what the Lord promises. You believe in all of it. So you're going to do everything you're supposed to be doing to the best of your ability, right? Right? Anyways, that's it on that. Hopefully the point has been made, right? Hopefully, I pray that this lesson was an edifying lesson to the hopeful elect that pushes his word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom until next time.